Hello and welcome. In this video, I'm going to introduce you to a protocol called HTTP. What is HTTP? HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. It is the most popular application protocol used in the internet or the web to communicate. Web pages are basically made up of documents called HTML, and the HTML documents are constructed mainly using hypertext. So HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. The hypertext part basically contains text, which also contains links that makes it possible to link to documents through the different pages of their links. If you're not sure what a protocol is, a protocol basically is a specific set of communication rules that has to be followed in order for certain kinds of communications to occur. There are many different ways computers can communicate with each other, and this is specified through different types of protocols. There are so many different types, but the common protocols are TCP/IP and also HTTP is also a protocol. Another protocol that you may not have heard of or have heard of is called FTP, which stands for File Transfer Protocol. That's basically used to transfer files on the internet between computers. So protocols are basically a set of communication rules used to communicate over the internet or between computers. HTTP allows you to communicate over the internet. For example, if you want to fetch or get a resource or resources from the internet, you use HTTP to request and obtain that resources. HTTP is basically the foundation of any data exchange on the web, and it's also a client-server protocol. What that means is that the requests are initiated by the recipient, which is usually the web browser. So HTTP is also referred to as a request response client-server protocol, so whereby the client makes a request over the internet, usually via a web browser, and then gets a response back from the server. HTTP is a stateless protocol. What that means is that the current request does not know what has been done in the previous request. That's what it means by stateless. Let's take a look at this client-server network illustration I've got here. So basically anything that you use to access data over the internet is referred to as a client. So your laptop, your phone, or your tablet, or anything that has internet connectivity and has a web browser is known as a client. Usually if you want to access a resource, say for example go to Facebook or Instagram, you'll be doing that via your web browser, and you'll be using a client, which could be a phone, your laptop, or your tablet. Say for example you wanted to watch a specific video on YouTube. You use your web browser on your client machine, and you type in, for example, www.youtube.com, and then you send an HTTP request that goes over the internet, and it locates the server or computer that has the resource you're looking for. For example, if you've got a server here, a server basically is a powerful computer that never goes to sleep. The server is on 24 hours a day. It's very powerful, and can take so many concurrent connections. That's why it's called a server. It has lots of resources, memories to cope with all the various requests it gets. So it's actually a powerful computer that is located remotely somewhere in the world. So once you locate the resource, the server processes that request and sends it back via HTTP response to the client, and then the video or whatever request the client made is rendered. So you can look at all the red arrows here as HTTP request, and look at the green arrows as HTTP response. So the HTTP request sends a request from the client, which could be your laptop, your phone, or your tablet. The request is sent over the internet to the web server or the server anywhere in the world, and the server processes that request, sends it back via the HTTP response. So the HTTP is a communication tool to initiate that response and request communication.